So this is the completed room, and everything should be working as intended. So I'm going to go ahead and go through it now, and then I'll get into the editor and break down how I was able to pull this off. So the idea is that some of these are safe and some of these are not. So that's 3. I'm just going to step on all of them to make sure. 4. I think our last one is right here. 5. Cool. And the spears are all sticking in the wall. Perfect. All right, so the next thing I wanted to kind of walk through is one of the points further in the game here where you open this last door in the cave, and I'm a big fan of Indiana Jones and those kind of movies, so I wanted to create some like booby traps in this temple thing. And right now I have a lot of the stuff turned on so we can kind of see it for demonstration purposes. But I wanted there to be these pillars you jump on over the lava, which is very standard. However, to add a little extra touch is there's certain pillars that will do something that the safe path would not. So for instance, if you notice all of the ones with these little squares on them, those are the ones that are going to harm you if you step on it. So if you look to the left, we have these, stone carvings, and there's a little thing sticking out there, which will not be there in the final. And then on the right, there are corresponding plates in the wall, which again will also not be visible. But if I go instinctly to the first one here, boom. So a spear shoots out from the carving, hits me, does damage, and then sticks out of the wall without coming back. So that's what I'm going to break down now. And I left these speaker components on here so we could see that it's working. So again, if I jump to one without, I'm safe. If I jump to one with a square, there it comes, it hit me, and it sticks. Again, here's this one. Boom. Sticks. I haven't fallen in yet. It's surprising. Again, here's the last one. Clearly, you wouldn't come all this way to get over there, but if you choose one incorrect one, it will do damage. Even though it's, I think, what did I do? 5. Let's set the last one off here. 5. Yeah, 5 damage, but you're going to need all the health you can get by the time you get to this guy. But let's kind of break down how I got this to work. So similar to these big doors right here, which the door, or the asset here, that's not a door, but the thing you want to become a door has the platform component. And so I have these spears resting over here, and they have the platform component, and I have them moving from left to right. However, I don't want them to come back. Once they fire, I want them to stay there. Unfortunately, I couldn't increase the speed. I want them to fly really, really fast, but that's as fast as I could get them in game for now. So basically what happens is the arrow, the spear, is toggled off. And when I step on this, you see it says on, which triggers it to launch out and go across. And then the one over there that says on toggles it off so that it stays and it does not come back to me. Right? So that's similar to the door. The door, when I flip the switch to open the door, it toggles it on, which opens it. And then at the top of the door, there's the speaker component asset that's telling it to, okay, stop right here. So that's the same thing with the spear. But the trick with this is I couldn't get the spear to do damage. Much like blocks, you can tell the lava to do a set amount of damage. I couldn't do that to an asset, at least not yet. Hopefully that's something that will come out. But let me show you how I pulled all that off. So if we come into our editor here, I'll fly through the door. Somewhere around here is our room. Okay. So just to recap, so we have our spear, right? Which has a basic platform. So it's moving from here, 15 from now right to left over there. At the fast I could get it, 9.1, and it's got a toggle behavior. So fire 1 on, then the off is fire 1 or off 1. So each of these goes in order. So this one would be off 1, off 2, off 3, off 4, off 5. And each of these platforms turns on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So that's what's sending the spears across, which looks like I want it, but again, it doesn't do damage to the avatar. So what I did for that is, if you look on here, now that we're not in game, we can see there's a numpad here. So what I've done, and it's not the prettiest, but basically whenever, let me open this up here. Whenever the avatar steps on these and we trigger fire 1, which we know sends the spear, right? It's also going to trigger spawning an asset, which I'm not sure why I chose this one. I wanted it to be big enough to cover the whole pillar here, but it's a stone pillar, right? Which is one of these guys. So when you land here, it spawns an invisible, uncollisionable stone pillar. And that stone pillar, if we pull up it and the presets here, let's see what this guy is. So again, it's invisible. It has the melee enemy. I set his attack damage to 5. And so basically, when you land here, it shoots the spear, it spawns the pillar, and then this just enough time for the spear to hit the off, for this pillar to do 1 round of damage to you, which would be 5. And then this void here, whenever it gets off. So as soon as the spear hits the off, this void is going to kill the pillar, destroy the pillar, basically. Can't kill a pillar, it's not alive, but destroy the pillar so that it goes away. So it's enough for it to hit you 1 time, do the 5 damage, which if it's invisible, it looks like the spear is doing it. Some of the timing's off because it's only going so fast, and some of the pillars are farther away from the spears, but you get the point. And so that rinses and repeats for each one. So this pillar is all firing off of on 1 and off 1. This is on 2, off 2, and so on to where they go across. The only hiccup right now is when the pillar spawns here, you can see it for a brief moment when it spawns before it goes invisible. But I think that's something that's, probably just going to be worked on. When something spawns, you see it for just a split second. But that's basically the booby traps here for BONECRUSHER. So hopefully this, again, there's probably a lot of ways to do this, but this is what I've come up with so far. So let me know what you think. Hopefully we can clean this up more and think of other ways and other uses of this. So thanks for watching.